Good morning, everyone. Hello. Making sure I got the sound going the right way so that the girls can hear all the noises they like to hear while we're doing our show here. There we go. Hope everybody's off to a good Saturday. Oh, I got both girls here, although I see just Charlie's hand. That's all I got there. Hey, there you are. Come in a little bit. What?
Did you take a bite of my bagel, by the way?
No, she did not. Most probably your mom.
Mom, you stole a bite of my bagel.
Judgment.
She said it wasn't me.
It's the Kate. Lasso says it's the Kate and Charlie show. Oh, and happy birthday to Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman. That's pretty awesome. And hello to you, Magic Lasso. If you guys didn't see, Hoarder's Hide or Scott from Hoarder's Hide did a great show with Magic Lasso. I caught the second half of it today. But that was really, really a fun interview. 7.5 questions with Magic Lasso. So Ryan was great over there. We got Michael from Flashpoint Comics. Good morning to you. He was tailgating with Dave Collect. What's up? How you doing, Dave? Aggressively relaxing. Says, let's go. It's a beautiful day. X11 Bravo. Good to see you. Chaos is in here. How you doing, Chris? So it looks like the Nevada contingent I see is in our chat. We've got HK. What is going on? HK does a great job on Instagram showing off a lot of what's going on in our community, reminding us of shows that are happening and things we don't want to miss. So huge shout out to you for that. Ariel is here. Good morning to Ariel. How are you doing? I already said hello to Flashpoint, but we got Jennifer from Comics Will Break Your Heart. Bagel time. It is bagel time. And let's see who else we got. We got Michael and Riley from the Downright Nerdy podcast. We are back. We missed last week because we were driving home from camping. But we are back now. Hello, hello. Sleepy Reader, what is going on? How are you doing? Perry, I'm so proud of him. He's finally finishing Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I know we're all like, wait, didn't we have another show since then? Mm-hmm. Yes, but he's finally finishing Falcon and the Winter Soldier. What is up, Time Traveler? Good morning to you. He was on, I think, with Nick's show early in the morning, yesterday morning, and I was watching him talk over there. What is going on? Super Rust, congratulations again on hitting 1,000 subscribers. He's trying to get his views hours up. So if you subscribe, check out what he's doing, and we'll get his view hours up so that he can monetize. Awesome. We've got KK in the chat. Good morning to you, KK. How are you doing? Let's see who else. Did I get everybody? Simon R. Hello to you. We are all trying to have a good start to the weekend for sure. We got White Whale Comics. Good morning to you, Alec. I hope you're feeling better. I know that he was not feeling so great. I know his girl wasn't feeling so great either. We got Old Wolf on my shirt and in the chat. Good morning to you, Tony. Ooh, look at his face. It's like, sorry, playing with my shirt. What are you gonna do? Battle Panda is here. The other half, the better half of X11 Bravo. Good to see you. Hope everybody's off to a good start today. I picked up only about 9 books this week, but I've read all of them, so I'm ready to talk about a ton of stuff. The girls have got some new books they've been reading, a bunch of stuff that they've been enjoying. We've also been watching Lost still. We are going crazy, full steam ahead on Lost. We are in the final season now of Lost. Mm-hmm. The girls have maybe 10 or 15 maybe episodes left to watch, and then they're done with it. We will have done the entire series. So getting very near to the end there. We also, because I was on yesterday with Varangian Vigilante and Stay Puff talking about Commando, the girls and I watched 3 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies yesterday, which really kind of doubled their viewing of Arnold because they had seen Commando once, didn't remember it fully, seen Twins with Danny DeVito, but now we added 2 others that they hadn't seen. So we went a little bit overboard in the Schwarzenegger universe. So some exciting things going on there.
Can I say something?
White Whale says, is Battlestar Galactica next? I mean,
we said Stranger
it's possible.
Things was next.
Oh yeah, Stranger Things is the one that Kate really wants. She's kind of interested in. She's as obsessed as I am with Lost. She might be the Stranger Things one. Never seen it. It's perfect for binge watching. And Hulu, if you have Hulu, you got it with commercials. You can binge the whole thing. Promiscuous Time Traveler says, I didn't know anything about Philadelphia. Well, boom. I can educate you a little bit on that today.
Wait, can I say something?
Beautiful shirt. Beautiful? I mean, beautiful's extreme. Riley is watching The Witcher for the first time. My wife and I really loved it, but I know it's a very complicated viewing. I know there's a lot going on there.
Henry Cavill?
We did not watch Kindergarten Cop, but I do think we should. We did not watch Running Man, but I think we should. Neither of those were streaming on any of the services, but I did find some good stuff that was streaming, and we'll definitely hit on that. Battlestar Galactica is a great TV series. I totally agree. We did go Commando. We did. Haha. Hilarious. We skipped Brandon from Comics Kings. He had John Romita Jr. on his show this week. Whoa. And then he had Philip Kennedy Johnson on his channel as well this week. Two really great talents in the community. Definitely worthy of checking out. Bearded Comic Bro, Charlie and I missed your show yesterday. We still need to catch up on that. Womp womp.
Can I say something?
Almost. I'm almost caught up. Okay. No Good Comics is supposed to be golfing, but apparently he's also in my chat. That can't be going over well on the course.
Someone said Kelly Preston died recently.
Kelly Preston? I don't know who that is.
You said something about Twins.
Oh, yes. The actress from Twins passed away a year ago, I think. Maybe a little more than a year ago. Let's see here. Did I get everybody? Man, the chat is moving right along. I'm just trying to keep up. He says he just got back. Hopefully he didn't offend too many people on the chat, on the course there. All right. So good. We caught up with everybody. Why doesn't No Good Comics have a blue wrench? Rod, I can't just give these things out for free. I've got 15 wrenches on my channel because I'm at 1,500 subscribers. I recently passed 1,500. So I've got 15 wrenches and 1,500 subscribers. As I go along, that's kind of what I add them in here. Comic Journey, good morning to you. How are you doing? But I do want, obviously, to keep growing and to keep adding as I go along. You should just I've also seen the Biggie Shack approach. Just everybody's got wrenches. Just give them out. It took me years to get one, right? So Perry's like, we don't just give these away. I just got mine. See, that's where he's at. That's hilarious. Sorry, what were you going to say, Kate?
Charlie said one time, you do look like a celebrity. And I was like, who? And she said, Danny DeVito. And I was like,
boom, shots fired. Yeah.
Because I always roast her and say that.
It's a funny joke.
Yeah.
Unless you love Danny DeVito, because, hey, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Great show. Taxi.
Jumanji.
It's the Welcome to the Jungle. Or no, it's the second one. It's the one after that. I don't remember.
Welcome to the Jungle. What is it? Jumanji 2. That's all I'm going to call it.
Technically, it's Jumanji 3 or 4 or whatever, but whatever. Good to see everybody here. All I get are monkey wrenches thrown at me. There you go. I mean, that's fair. You haven't Reggie'd my wrench away. White Whale is joking because he and I were the original wrenches on Reggie Collect's channel. And little by little, we've lost that power. I mean, obviously he saw our other programming and recognized, maybe that's not a good choice. What's up, Rena in the chat? Hello. Okay, so I got to start off by doing our thumbnail. I chose for the thumbnail of this morning, Shadecraft. And I've got a bunch of the 5 issues behind me here. Huge thank you to Coach Vic, who sent me the first 4 issues. And then I bought issue 5 this week when it came out, the final issue of this first arc. They're taking a break because they weren't sure that they were going to get a second arc. I love this book. This was a really interesting comic about the idea that maybe those who pass away, maybe you could connect with them in some fashion, that your shadows might have a life. And this young lady who lost her brother thinks that maybe her shadow is her brother and that it's talking. Really interesting stuff and you don't know what's real and what's not. And are these superpowers? I really dug Shadecraft a ton. I think if you get the chance to get this in a trade paperback, because it's an image, so you could get one of those $9.99 trade paperbacks when they drop Shadecraft. Definitely recommend checking that out because it is a really, really good read. And again, Coach Vic, he hooked me up because my LCS ran out and did not have issues 1 and 2. So he sent me 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a gift right before I went on my trip, and I read them on my trip, and they were just great. So Shadecraft is worth the time. Flashpoint says, what's up? He's going to do an unboxing soon. Okay, good. We got to be ready for that. Grandmaster, what is going on? Hello to you. And Chet, the Chet-I Knight. He's been dropping some crazy high-grade X-Men books lately. I've just been like, what is happening? Mixed messages on Shadecraft. Is it worth tracking down all the issues if they go for a little over cover price? That's a tricky one. It's hard to know which indies are going to hold value. So that's a tricky one. I do think this has a potential to be a quality television show or a movie, but so do all really quality image books. I would say read the trade paperback for $9. And if you like it, then maybe see where the indies are or the individual books are at that point. I always say read it first. And when it comes to an indie, if you like the book, then you'll be okay if you overspend a little bit. You know, when for something like Why the Last Man, I had read it a bunch, really loved it. And then it was worth it to go get that issue number 1, right? Oh, Kate is asleep. So Rena dropped the super chat. She says, I'll carry on the super chat mantle for this guy. Well, hey, thank you, Rena, and thank you, Cade, and congrats on your book tour. If you don't know Rena, she's got a great Instagram where she's been sharing a ton of great books. Sharon, because that's her mom's name. She's been sharing a lot of really great stuff there, so for sure. Oh, and Netflix is adapting Shadecraft. Oh, my gosh. And Rod just a Rican with a $5 super chat. Holy cow. So let's drop some brandings this morning. This one is for Cade. I know he is a big fan of the robot.
Wow, a super chat. Thank you.
And this is for Rod. He's a big fan of the Legos.
Oh, wow, a super chat. Oh, man, thanks so much. But, watch out what you encourage around this place.
Nervous laughter.
And then let's see. Pop-Pop's in the chat, so my dad would love this one. And then the best Kate one for me is still the me party. Gotta have the me party.
Me party. A party by myself. I'm having a me party, and I need nobody else.
It was awesome.
Okay, so Netflix optioned Shadecraft the week before issue 1 dropped. Holy cow. That is just bonkers. But that's how it works these days. I feel like it's so cheap to option an indie because it's like cheaper than getting a spec script. You just buy it and you've got the whole plot right there. And if it becomes something great, great. If not, it moves right on. So, what are you going to do? Alpha Day to what is going on Chamorro. I jumped into his show Wednesday night, kind of late, hung out for a little bit with his crew. So hope you're doing well this morning, Manny. Get those girls a dog. I'm saying that's what she wants. Huh? What? I didn't say anything.
A dog. Huh?
Doggies is what we were saying. I thought for sure she'd wake up. She's still kind of asleep this morning. So I shared Shadecraft. Really great book. Anybody else have a book they want to share?
Mm-hmm. I have 2 that are.
All right, Kate, what is your number 1 book that you want to share?
I want to save this later, but I want this to be
Just
my
dive
last
right
one.
in. Come on, just dive right in. Kate is a Stranger Things fan. We mentioned it earlier, but she got this Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons comic book here. This is from IDW and Dark Horse. And you've been at our LCS, you've been skimming because Kenny gets a bunch of Stranger Things books. And you've been skimming them and you're like, I don't know if I want to get one. And then you saw this. What is it about this one that made you say buy it?
The other ones are all like stuff that's not really their characters. Like, I think they mentioned them all in the back. Yeah. I've never looked at the first one, but the rest of them are all pretty much about like side characters that like.
It's not about the main kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's about other side characters.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's why those didn't really appeal to me. But this one is new. I think it came out in June, but it focuses on all the characters and it fills you in on what happened in between and after the season. So it's really cool.
Oh, nice. So do you know which seasons this one goes between?
All of them. 1, 2, and 3.
So there's a story for each one of those, in between each one of those seasons?
Yeah, so like the beginning is way before.
Okay.
And then it stops there and then it keeps,
and then you jump to
that's
season in between season
2.
2. Gotcha.
Right before
Nice.
season 2, right after. And then this is
Rena says Stranger Things stuff is always awesome.
And this is a few months before everything
Gotcha.
happens in season 3.
How do you pronounce this name?
And then
Calabrese.
and then the ending is all after season 3, and then when Will's
Gotcha.
they're all leaving.
I feel like by the time we get more Stranger Things shows, those kids are going to be like 90 years old.
I know,
They
right?
will have those kids will have aged insanely
Some of them
by the time we get another season of that.
they're
Tom
all
is here.
like,
So what is up? Tom.
They're all under 19, but I think their ages are like 16 to 19, but like they look different from season 3, that's for sure.
Yeah, so the IDW Dark Horse comic books are all designed to be sort of like filling in the universe around the Netflix show.
Mhm.
And some of the books, like Kate is saying, have really focused on the side characters and given a story arc that maybe couldn't fit into the show, versus this one that seems to be all about the kids and their love for Dungeons and Dragons and the
And
games
how
they've
they
been
got them
playing.
to bond.
Yeah, and the games they've been playing in between the seasons during the gaps,
Mhm.
right?
Because like
Does it make you want to play D&D?
kind of,
Or does it make you feel like, oh, nerds play D&D?
no, I do want to play it, but like the only 2 that would appeal to me, there's one called The Other Side, which is about Will and Mike. It's like I haven't read it, so. And then Science Camp is all about Dustin, but
Because you're all about Mike, right? Mike is your guy.
Will.
Or Will.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like Will more.
All right.
Mike's cool.
Rod says, do the girls go hunting for comics or books when they are with you? And yeah, we've been used to be the way you would go along with me, but their favorite things to do is to sit near the graphic novels and comics in trade paperback section and just read trade paperbacks. If a shop is willing to let kids do that, and some shops don't, but my LCS does, and almost all the LCSs we visit are fine with that kind of thing. So when that happens, then yeah, the girls come in, they find a corner where there's some trade paperbacks, and they just pull stuff off the shelf until they find one that they really, really love. That's kind of been the way they do it. Rena says she's always antsy with shows that focus on a bunch of different characters who are in constant danger. It's like we know they need to get together to defeat the main villain, but they won't until the very end. It does seem in some ways cliched, and right. TK is here. What is going on, TK? How you doing, man? He's been dropping a bunch of more content lately. You should definitely be subbing up. Journey says, sorry, guys. I'm a little slow this morning. My head's still reading from that debate with Journo on cameos versus first appearances. That's an endless comic book debate for sure. Let's see here. Go Kate, daughter of the Duke. Promiscuous says, I am so in love with my LCS. I even volunteered to help out for free comic book day. Good for you. Nerds do play D&D, and they also wear shirts with other nerds on them. This guy right here. What is up? David Lloyd, good morning to you, man. How you doing this morning? So what did you think of this book? Was it worth the money? Because this one's not, the Dark Horse trade paperbacks are not cheap.
Yeah.
I noticed this when I was buying Black Hammer trade paperbacks. They were like $20 for a trade. And this one is the same, $20, and it's not very thick. Do you feel like you got good stuff for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Because like I said, the way the seasons are, they take place in different years.
Mhm.
So there's like a bunch of months in between where you have no idea what's happening.
Right.
And they slowly fill you on some parts, but other parts they don't. So it was nice to like go in and see what they were doing, because it shows it's all from Mike's point of view mostly.
Okay.
So he was like really interested in everything.
Gotcha.
Like he's one of them.
And it mixes in some fantasy, it looks like, because you
Yeah.
get some like of
Them
the kids
playing
playing
D&D.
D&D, but then the characters that they are in the game, right? That makes sense.
It was awesome. And then they start like confusing real life with their D&D lives. Like they're at school, and I have to find the part, but they're at school and like they're
They're
talking
naming
about-
everyone.
Yeah, they're talking about like you can cast invisibility and blah blah blah. And then this girl's like, "What the heck are you talking about?" And then he's like, "It's a fun game about monsters." And then she's like, "Look, I don't actually care. I just want to tell you that you all sound really, really dumb." And then Mike's just like, and then Lucas says Medusa, and they're all like, "Yep, totally." And then yeah, and then it shows how they met Dustin and stuff, which
That's
is really
funny.
cool. So yeah, I liked it.
Nice.
Really good.
Charlie, do you have a book you want to share? Or are you going to just bagel for a little bit? She's bageling. She's having the bagel time. Here's a number one that people haven't been talking about too much yet. Here's Blue and Gold, issue number 1. This is Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. So there's Blue Beetle, sorry, and there's Booster Gold. In their own comic book together, first time in a really long time. Dan Jurgens is writing this. He's the creator of Booster Gold. And it's kind of awesome to have him back in the driver's seat for these characters. For those that don't know, these are legitimately B or even C-list DC characters. I really do love them, though. I think they're very entertaining characters who I'm happy to see getting a little bit of time to shine. They are tech-based superheroes who have a lot of technology tools that kind of enable them to save heroes. Whether it's Blue Beetle has this really cool ship that he uses, that he flies around in.
And a backpack.
He does. And Booster has my favorite character in the series usually, which is Skeets, which is his little robot that flies along with him and gives him information and usually tries to keep him going the right direction, doing the right thing. So usually, you can think of these characters, in ways similar to like Iron Man, if you're a Marvel fan and you haven't read them before. But Booster Gold is like Tony Stark if he cared less and had a bigger ego, even if you could imagine it.
Tony Stark having a bigger ego?
Yeah.
That's what Booster Gold is?
That's what Booster Gold is. Yeah. Booster really thinks he's the best. He thinks he deserves to be on the Justice League with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Same with Beetle?
Blue Beetle has a little bit more humility, I think, but they're really good friends, really good people that work well together, that kind of ground each other. And so in this one, they're rescuing the Justice League and then hoping to get an invite to join the team, but only one of them gets the invite. And they've got to decide what does that mean for the two of them. But it seems to be setting up an interesting story. I will say I didn't love the issue. I liked it. And I will get issue 2 just because of how much I care about these characters and Dan Jurgens. But I really need them to really up the level here. I think issue 1 felt like there were a lot of editors involved. I'm hoping issue 2, they let Dan Jurgens just go, which I feel like is what happens with Marvel and DC. The editors get all involved in issue 1 and then walk away with issue 2 and give the creator more freedom. So hopefully Dan Jurgens gets a chance to run a little wild with this, because it could be a lot of fun. Yeah, it's funny. I think it's fun. Perfect. It's all ages, great, all ages DC, very entertaining. So something to think about here. Good morning to Carlito Classico. And we got another super chat. We got one from Old Wolf right here. I'm sporting my Old Wolf swag. And let's see what we got for some branding for you, Old Wolf here. Oop, where are we at? Let's do this one. We haven't done this one in a while. And he wanted the me party, so we're going to play him some me party too.
Me party. I party by myself. I'm having a me party, and I need nobody else.
We don't need anybody else. What's up, Right Church? Good morning to you. Good to see you. And Bobby, I didn't say hello to you. Bobby, what's going on? He's saying hello to Sheena because HK is just the best ever. Whoop, where'd she go? I was going to click on her comment. There she is. Super awesome. If you're not following her on Instagram, check me and I will make sure you are following her because she always tells me what I might have missed in YouTube because there's so much great content happening. It's hard to keep up with everything. So anyways, that's Blue and Gold. If you missed out on it, a new DC #1. For 2 weeks in a row now, I've gotten more DC than Marvel, which is kind of shocking for me. But really, my Marvel list has shrunk down to just be the real X books that I'm loving. And those are my main Marvel draw. I'm not getting pretty much anything else. And DC, I'm still trying some things out, which means I'm going to be getting more #1s and #2s from DC versus Marvel, which I skipped. I got the Booster Gold book instead of Moon Knight this week. Some people love Moon Knight, but I skipped that yesterday. Yes, I went over to Twitter for the first time in years. I'm really avoiding Twitter and Facebook in a big way, but a friend of mine, and I don't know if Greg is still in the chat. I'm going to be hanging out with Greg later today, but here he is. Bearded Comic Bro is trying to get 1,200 likes on his tweet regarding this statue he wants to buy, this giant life-size Batman statue. So I retweeted it and I liked it just so that he could get further on his way. Anything to help him get that statue. I'm trying to make it happen. Oh, Bagel Fund.
What is NS?
Not safe for work. So while Booster Gold is flying around, he's live streaming, and you're seeing the chat talk to him live. See, that's Booster. He likes to be like live.
And
that's
then
his
what
thing.
is ADBB?
I don't know that. See, I don't know all the like acronyms. But hold on, we got a super chat from Ariel, a $20 super chat for the Bagel Fund. She's even got dolphins and cats in her emojis there. But let's see what we got for you, Ariel. Thank you so much. Let's see. We haven't done this one yet.
No, well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold that game on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
And let's try this one. Hey. And how about some Darth Vader?
I really don't like when you're doing that.
But I'm the bad guy. I'm supposed to destroy everything.
But I don't do that. I just save people. And I make stuff for them.
I don't think that sounds very evil.
It doesn't sound evil.
So cute.
Doesn't sound evil. Booster Gold does like attention. That is very true. Yes, Carlito, you should follow Bearded Comic Bro on Twitter, like the tweet, retweet it, get it out there. Because if he could get to 1,200, his wife said he could buy the statue, and I just want to see the statue at Greg's house. I just want to see it. Let's see here. Promiscuous Time Traveler said some things he's looking forward to next week. He's already looking ahead. He's already at next week checking it out for us. Did we get I think we got everybody here. Good. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm drinking out of Groot's empty head here, so there you go. Charlie, did you want to share a book, or do you want to finish reading Booster Gold? Have you ever read a Booster Gold comic book before? Have you ever seen Blue Beetle before? You've seen Blue Beetle and stuff? He's a little bit more famous than Booster Gold, but I think Booster Gold is funnier because he's just so, I don't know.
I'm thinking
He's
of
the
Tick.
epitome of like a dumb blonde man. You know, I think there's something to be said about Booster Gold as the dumb blonde guy. You know? Oh, geez.
Dude.
Simon R with the $25. You guys, I hope this means that maybe you missed us last week, but
Yeah.
huge thank you, Simon R. Holy cow, what have we not played? Hey, I got another Darth Vader for you.
We have to make friends, and do you still know how to make friends?
I've never had any friends.
Well, you have robots.
Robots are just as
Do the
good as
laughing
friends.
one again.
You want to do the dolphin laugh again?
Yeah.
All right, one more time.
Hey?
We got Kate hula dancing.
It looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And then you said this one?
Or
this one, the animal one? Okay. Ooh, Promiscuous saying the books from next week, he's going to say you need to check out Barbaric #2, The Last Book You'll Ever Read #1, Darling issue 2, and Chariot issue 5, plus Serial is on trade paperback. There you go. Boom. He's got you hooked up. Thank you, Simon. That was incredibly nice of you. Darth Vader sounds like King Friday from the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood. Yeah, I can see that. I used to do that every night with Charlie. It would read a book, and then Darth Vader the Lego would come in and have to talk to her. And then I would try to record it when I could remember, but most of the time it would just be the two of us talking. So it's nice to be able to use those videos for something. I guess I can share another one. Let's see what do we got here. I feel like I talk about that one a lot. So let's talk about one we haven't talked about too much. If you saw over at Justin No Good Comics channel, I did a quickie review of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow issue 2. I like Tom King a lot. I'm a big Tom King fan. I think it's he's a really talented guy. And I get it. His Batman, not popular. His Heroes in Crisis, not popular. I enjoyed about half of his Batman, which is about what I feel about Scott Snyder's Batman, just so you know. I enjoyed Heroes in Crisis, even though it had some continuity issues that still bug me. I think this is a really interesting, different kind of book for Tom King. And I'm excited that it's only 8 issues. I think this could be something really special from Tom. So I've never really read a Supergirl comic book before. I think this is really off to a great start. It's a sort of cosmic story where she's traveling through outer space. She does not have her powers, but she's on a sort of revenge mission with a friend, an acquaintance. I've been really enjoying this. And I think this could be a really fun, different kind of book from Tom King. So yeah, issue 2 out of 8 from Tom King, Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And she's sort of, hitchhiking or, taking spaceships across the galaxy, trying to get back to a portion of space where she can get her powers back. For those that don't understand Superman's powers and Supergirl's powers, it has to do with a yellow sun, the energy and light from a yellow sun. If she's not near a yellow sun, like a red star instead, then her powers would fade away. So she was on a little trip and her powers have faded. And now she's needing to help somebody, but she's trying to reboot her energy. So she's got to get back to a yellow sun. And that's why she's without her powers right now. I don't want to spoil the big things going on here because big tragedies and things occurred in issue 1, and she's still kind of dealing with them, which is why I have not let my girls read them, because issue 1, I think, would make girls very upset. just something to think about. So yes, good read. Very, very entertaining. My dad just retweeted Bearded's tweet. Look at that. He is a Bearded team member. Nice work, Dad. Let's see here. Yes, I was hard at work. Don't give away my location. That was just an imaginary background. I was using the green screen. I was not actually at the beach. Backseat driver is here. What's going on, Backseat? Good to see
He
you.
was at the beach. We were there too.
Yeah, right. Long time no see. Good to see Backseat driver is here. Good to see you, sir. All right. Kate, you got another book to share? Or should we do Charlie instead? Who are we doing? You want to do one? Okay.
I have to get some water first. I'm just drinking some.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Charlie's trying to guess who dies in Supergirl #1. Took a little while, but she found it. Ooh, we've talked about this book before, right? And we got this in San Francisco, right? On our trip.
Yeah.
So when we were in,
Actually, no.
we got it after the trip, but because of the trip?
Yeah.
Okay. When we were in San Francisco, we visited a comic book museum or an art museum that was doing a comic book exhibit. And they had on display The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. And it seemed like a very interesting plot. And the girls kind of learned a little bit about it because apparently the artist was coming in the next week to do signings and stuff, right? And so the girls had skimmed it and seen some of the original artwork. And then we got it. You got it as a birthday gift, I think, right?
I got it as a Secret Santa gift.
A Secret Santa gift. So this is The Prince and the Dressmaker. It has to do with a prince who likes to wear dresses, right? That's the main idea for the hero.
Dresses and makeup.
Dresses and makeup?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
wigs.
wigs too.
And wigs. Well, there you go.
Because otherwise,
And the dressmaker is the woman who's helping him, right?
They're like teenagers. They're like 16 or 17.
Okay.
But yeah. And then they like fall in love.
They fall in love.
and the problem is because while he's dressing up and having fun, he also is trying to find a wife as a prince.
Yeah.
So-
His prince life, his parents were trying to find him a wife.
Okay.
So
It's the same. It's Bearded Comic Bro. You should be super straightforward. You'll be finding it no problem. Look, just retweeted it. Yeah, don't we all want to see that Batman? Thank you for helping support him. It's a very cool bat statue. I totally agree. It's enormous. Kate is here. Burning Block. What is going on? Just recently back from Texas. Visited with the boy who had 7. There's pictures on Instagram if you haven't seen them of the Cade Rena team with the the boy who had 7 team. Very exciting. So sorry. The Prince and the Dressmaker, Kate, you want to tell us a little bit?
well, I thought it was can I look through it?
Go ahead.
It was a really interesting story. The way she draws is really cool. It's really like beautiful. And it's a really interesting story because like in his prince life, he's supposed to be getting married. His parents are making him look through all these girls, but he doesn't like any of them. And so
He just likes their outfits.
probably, honestly.
I'm saying.
But he's ashamed and he wouldn't know what his dad would think. So he's nervous about that. And then his dad gets sick and he gets really nervous and then she quits because she can't tell the public that she's his stylist
Because everyone
and the
knows.
girls because everyone would put it together. 'Cause they already look kind of similar.
So then people would know that it's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And so then she quits and he says he'll get married to the princess. And
To
then
one of the princesses.
the princess's brother finds the women version of him in a bar, drunk, and then he lifts up the wig
And
and he sees
because of course it's a
Sebastian.
story, and then you can't keep secrets in stories. They have to come out. That's where the dramatic tension is. What will happen after people reveal, right?
And then he reveals it in front of everyone
Oof.
at their wedding ceremony.
He was going to get married?
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
He really took this to an extreme without being honest about who he is, right?
Mhm. And then
Wow.
she comes in and gets all her stuff. But my favorite dress that they make
Mm-hmm.
is this one.
Ooh, it's like straight out of Beauty and the Beast.
It's really, really pretty.
Can I? You want me to hold that page?
please. Yeah. It's the orange dress.
It's marmalade.
Marmalade.
Oh yeah, it was for
Lady Marmalade.
Yes, actually. But so he's hiding at a monastery, I think. Like he became a monk or something that he like hides there.
Okay.
And then Frances, who's the designer, she's designing for an opening of this big department store that's going to be made, and there's a ton of people there, and someone steals Cristelia's wig, and then she sees him, and then he's like, this doesn't look like your designs. And she's like, well, that's what I used to be. And then she says that the trunk with the collection she made for everyone else, it's in there. And then they have the guards from the palace dress up as it's so cool.
Try on all the dresses for the catwalk.
And then even the king does it.
The king does it too? That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Awesome.
And then Smoochie.
Smoochies.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's so cool.
Something's just dawned on me. So Simon R. and Ariel are a couple. I didn't make that. I have not made that connection. I'm sorry. Somehow that completely went over my head. But he says his lovely lady Ariel will not let him buy a 6-foot Thor statue. And then she said, yeah, nothing creepy about waking up to that first thing in the morning in your bedroom. Thor just looming over. Yeah. Hilarious. Yeah, it's a really cool book, Kate, and I know they were really into it when they saw the panels at the museum. Lasso says every plot of Three's Company TV series was there's a secret, right? Come and knock on our door. We've been waiting for you. Classic. Let's see. Liked and retweeted. He only needs 900 more. I mean, it's a lot. He needs a lot. He needs a lot of help. That's why I mentioned it, right? She gives a much better review of a book than I ever could, right? I mean, my girls definitely are better at it than me for sure. Ignacio, good morning to you, man. How's it going? Yeah, so you've read that one a few times, right? I think that one's been a graphic novel you've read a few times over.
Yeah, I really like it.
Nice. Let's see. I didn't mention my read of the week, and I kind of try to do that each time we do the show. But I've mentioned this book a lot, and I know that it kind of gets old when I mention it. But whenever a new issue drops, I feel like it reinvigorates my interest in Philadelphia. And there were several things I liked about it. Firstly, this was a very psychedelic issue. One of the characters is dealing with sort of the mystical, metaphysical, and there's a panel in here that I was like, wow. Look at that outer space, transcendental, whatever going on there. Like, that is wild. And then, of course, vampire fighting, because you got to have vampires. It's a vampire book. Like, let's just be honest. Promiscuous wants me to walk through Philadelphia. So here's the elevator pitch, right? John Adams and his wife Abigail became vampires and have been lurking in the shadows of American history. Other great members of our founding fathers also went through this. And now, here in 2021, vampires are starting to come out of hiding, and they're using Philadelphia as ground zero for an invasion. The people who are trying to stop them, key among them are 2 police officers, a father and a son. And the very beginning, the father is found dead, and the son is investigating what happened to his dad. And his dad may be becoming a vampire because his dad was onto it. So you get a mixture of several key things going on here. One, you get a great rip-roaring horror vampire comic book. But I feel like that takes a backseat to 2 other things. One, a look at American history through a modern lens, which I thought was kind of a cool way to do that. because they have characters who were alive at the founding of our country all the way to now. Anytime you've ever wondered, like, what would John Adams think of our current state of the world, they can give you a perspective on that I think is interesting. Joel the Geek is here, my man. What is up, Joel? Good to see you. This is a long elevator ride. It's a long elevator ride. Second, they also get into a ton about race because the main characters, the father and son, are black. And John Adams talks a lot about racism and about slavery. And one of the main vampire characters with John and Abigail is a former slave that had a love affair with Abigail in some way. So really interesting look at race, American history, and a vampire horror comic all kind of wrapped into one. So really interesting. I've been really enjoying it. The art style is slightly unfinished, has a kind of a raw look to it. I don't want to say Bill Sienkiewicz because I think everybody uses that as an example, but I think it just has a fun unfinished look. That little girl is one of the vampires. So, I mean, sometimes it's very kind of creepy horror, monster stuff. I mean, really just some kind of really trippy kind of psychedelic stuff going on in this issue. The art absolutely fits the story. I think it's a really interesting comic. There's 2 trade paperbacks currently in release through Image, and they are almost done. This is issue 15. They are almost done with the 3rd story arc. The writer is Rodney Barnes, and Rodney Barnes is a former TV writer, and he says he's already got the TV rights in play and that he is writing screenplays to try to make a television series out of this. So in that way, you can read it now, get caught up now, and be ready for the odds of this becoming a TV show or something are pretty high. This feels like a darker, more steeped in American history version of like True Blood. And in that way, I think it would fit real nicely for any number of streaming services and could be a really great series. So I'm looking forward to it becoming such. And yeah, I mean, with our love in this country of vampire stories, I think this could definitely have to happen. And yeah, the 3rd trade paperback, my guess is going to go through issues. Well, it'll probably either go through 16 or 18 issues, more than likely. Yes, definitely less of the like sexy good times and more of the it's far more about race in both the history of our country and where we are now. So in that way, culture and race discussions all coming out of where Philadelphia was and where Philadelphia is now. So I do love that as the sort of panoramic backdrop of the series. How you doing?
I'm living.
You're living the dream, living life. Charlie's getting her tea. She's almost done with her bagels. I think there's that. I've done a ton. Do you want to take a break from books or do you want to do one more book? Kate's got one more book, and this is one that we got when we were with Kevin from Entropy and Comics. If you saw my Thursday video, I sort of chronicled what we did, the girls and I, when we hung out with Kevin this last week.
Very fun.
It was a lot of fun, and he gave Kate this trade paperback, or at least bought this for Kate. This is Delicates from Brenna Thumler, who wrote Sheets. And I'm trying to pronounce it so it doesn't sound like something else. Sheets. This is the sequel to Sheets, which I know you really loved.
Mm-hmm.
Better than Sheets, as good as Sheets, not as good.
I didn't finish Sheets all the way.
What? Holy Sheets!
There's a quarter of it left that I didn't finish.
We have it here at the house, right?
No.
Oh, we need to buy it. Okay, so we have to buy Sheets so that we can then finish. So, but how is Delicates? Have you finished this? Mm. Okay, what do you think of Delicates?
It's really good. It's all okay. So basically, there's this lady this little girl. She's like a teenager in high school. Her name is Marjorie.
Marjorie.
Marjorie Glatt.
is the main character.
And she can talk to ghosts.
Okay.
She discovered a group of ghosts hiding in her family's laundromat.
Okay.
She talks to them, and they're like her friends, like her best friends.
Okay.
And so that's in Sheets, and her mom has passed away when she was younger. But so this one, she's friends. Okay, she's starting 8th grade, so she's about my age.
Joel the Geek with a super chat, man. Joel, you're so awesome, man. Let's see what we got here for you. What have we not played? We've played everything this morning. No, we haven't played this one. And this one? Sorry.
Okay, sorry. They were talking about my hair, though. I was like, but okay. So basically, this girl named Eliza, she's a little different from everyone else. She believes in the paranormal and all that stuff.
Okay.
So she's photographing people to try to find ghosts near them.
Okay.
She's out photographing things, and she sees Marjorie talking to herself, but she's not talking to herself. And so Marjorie has.
So the
friends
person who
now.
believes in the paranormal and the person that can actually talk to the ghosts and the paranormal are meeting up. Gotcha.
But they're not friends. So Marjorie, basically, she's friends with a bunch of these girls, like the popular girls, who are really annoying. And Eliza is taking pictures of, and so Marjorie's becoming more and more embarrassed that she can talk to ghosts.
Oh,
She
man.
doesn't tell people, but still. And so Marjorie's friends keep bullying Eliza, and Eliza feels suicidal, which is, and Marjorie actually saves her, which is good. So she's like thinking she wants everything to be over, and then Wendell and that's the ghost friend, her main friend.
Because the ghosts all appear
come.
like they're wearing sheets, right? That's where the premise comes in. The ghosts that she sees all kind of look like they're wearing, bed sheets. Yeah. Pop with the $5 super chat, which means we're definitely playing the dog one again. So don't worry, Carlito, we got you. We got you. Pop's taking care of you. And it's right here. Monkeys on the bed for Pop.
Mom called the doctor. The doctor said, no more monkeys being on the bed.
I will say, Joel the Geek, I know that my students had mentioned loving Sheets. The original book in that series is very popular with my students over the years. Is this a Scholastic book?
I don't think so.
It's an Oni. So this is from Oni Press, and the writer artist is Brenna Thumler. Just so that you know the names. But yeah, my students have been big fans for sure. Cosmo from Full House. Well, that's Riley, my dad's 7th golden retriever. My dad and mom rescue dogs, and they work with an organization called Retrievers and Friends, and they've rescued and taken in many dogs that have been either used for breeding farms and things like that. They've taken in these dogs, and I think Riley was their 7th, if I'm not mistaken, and Charlie's personal favorite, of course. And so that was just one time with Charlie and Riley. I have like tons of photos and videos of the two of them together because they were just like besties all the way. But Riley, so we lost Riley last summer.
October.
Was it October? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So almost a year ago. So Sheets and Delicates from Brenna Thumler.
It's called Delicates because Eliza says at the end,
Sharon.
People are delicate. That's what she says.
People are delicate, but ghosts aren't. Ooh, there's a ghost party.
Yeah.
Can I hold that picture up? Because I need to do a little Yeah, I need to do a little Danny Elfman. Do you know his song? It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's come and leave your body and soul at the door.
Okay, so basically there's supposed to be a school dance, and Marjorie. So Eliza said it would be cooler if there was a ghost dance, and so Marjorie stands up to her popular friends and says, "We should do a ghost dance," and everyone agrees to it because everyone can wear a sheet and no one will discriminate each other because they don't know who each other are, who they are, because they'll have sheets on.
Right.
And so they do that, and it's super fun. And all the ghost friends.
Because you really
actually
just
come.
get the person's personality when you remove the outward appearance, right? You're left with just who is that person on the inside.
Mhm.
Interesting.
And actually, Wendell gets to go, the ghost guy. Some of the ghosts gets to go. It's so cool.
Nice. That's Danny Elfman, but he is part of. So yeah, that song "Dead Man's Party" came from a band called Oingo Boingo, and I'm usually horrible at songs, but I know this one a bunch. But Oingo Boingo's lead songwriter singer was Danny Elfman, the same guy who did the music for the original Batman movie and almost all of Tim Burton's movies. And Danny Elfman, hugely talented. He's also the singing voice for Jack Skellington in the Nightmare Before Christmas movie because he wrote all the music for the Nightmare Before Christmas. Danny Elfman is incredibly, insanely bonkers talented. I'm sure you all know that because you've at least heard that name somewhere before. But he was the lead singer of Oingo Boingo. Yeah.
I'm Jack.
So he had his own band as well. That was fairly popular, and that was their biggest hit, Dead Man's Party. It's a great song. Love that song.
Can I look for something?
Where? On my computer? Oh my goodness. Kate's going to scroll for a bit. Can we talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Because I would love to get into some Arnold movies. So while Kate is scrolling and you get to see her bagel mouth, yes, Old Wolf said Kate's hair is a keeper, and Kate saw it and wanted to scroll all the way back just for that.
Yeah.
For you.
Sorry about that.
So there you go. Oingo Boingo does fit. Oingo Boingo always fits. But anyways, so the girls yesterday watched Commando again with me. They've seen Twins, and those were really the only Arnold movies they had seen. But now we added 2 new movies, and hopefully no traumatizing events occurred. But, there's definitely some questionable. Fable! I blame Fable for everything. # blame Fable. But Fable is here. What is going on? And let's see. We haven't done this one. This is for you, Fable.
We got this city on rockin'. Yeah.
And then Kate wants this one.
No, well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold that game on. The cold never bothered me anyway.
How did you guys not burst laughing?
Blame Fable. There it is. There's the hashtag right there. Blame him for everything. So we watched Terminator 1 and we watched Terminator 2.
T2.
Both of them are streaming on Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember which one.
Terminator 1's Hulu.
Terminator 1 was Hulu and Terminator 2 is Netflix. Because they're both streaming right now. If you have Hulu and Netflix, you could watch those movies. What did you think, Charlie?
No, her first.
You have hardly done anything this morning. Well, they want to hear from Charlie too.
It was spicy.
Which one?
The first one.
Yeah, there is a lovemaking scene in Terminator 1 that I had kind of forgotten how spicy it got, and they thought it was very spicy.
It's too spicy.
The creation of John Connor captured on film.
Oh my god.
Yeah, while
Don't say it
while
like
they were
that.
doing that, Kate was like, "And that's how you were created, John."
So, but what about the story, the acting, the action, the special effects?
Cool.
Oh my god, the special effects are so funny.
I love the special. I like when he fixes his eye.
When Arnold, because it cuts a lot between real Arnold pretending to like fix his eye to fake Arnold like a fake head of Arnold where they can actually carve at the eye. Very, very old school.
But it was funny.
We saw T2 in the theater with my dad, and he fell asleep. That's how calm and quiet that movie was for him. Okay, so did you like the special effect? I know that when the skin was gone and it was the robot, you guys thought it looked cooler.
Mm-hmm.
You liked seeing the robot chasing her through the factory,
That
right?
was so creepy.
Oh my gosh. It was like, just die already.
They kept like hurting the robot, but the robot kept coming, right?
Mhm.
I did not like the liquid guy.
So you want to talk about T1? Is there anything you want to say about Trump besides, oh my gosh, as Perry says, what did Perry say?
What do you...
Spicy.
Okay, it was. Oh my god! Oh, the hair, the poofy hair. I was like, we were all talking about it, but
Missing Link is here. What is up?
I think it was too spicy.
The
That's
hair.
all.
So
The hair
the
was
movie was
a
too
poof.
spicy, and the women's hair very poofy.
So funny.
Is 84, I think, was the original Terminator, and Linda Carter and her roommate have the big poofy hair. Very
Oh my
working
god,
girl.
Ginger's hair. Ginger's also
Her roommate
Ginger.
Ginger.
is upset.
Linda Hamilton. Did I say Hunt? Oh, I said Linda Carter. Oops, sorry. Linda Hamilton's hair. Sorry, Linda Hamilton's hair. Very poofy.
Cade, no.
Linda Carter is 70 today. Linda Hamilton and Linda Hunt are two other people, and we're talking about Linda Hunt. My mistake.
We're talking
Linda
about Linda
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
And we're talking about Linda Hamilton. Gee, many Christmas, John. Burning Block dropping a $10 super chat. It's his dad's birthday. Go spend time with him. Heck yeah. I hope you guys enjoy the time
we need
together.
to hook up for another Among Us stream. Nope, nothing sus here. But can we take the comment off because it blocks a ton?
You can take the comment off. Okay. These are for you, though, Cade.
Thank you, Kate.
Cade loves this one.
Wow, a super chat. Thank you. You.
And he likes this one. Let's see. Puerto Reconnect says he likes the girls are digging on the special effects for sure. And the exoskeleton. So then but the 80s hair, she had the Walkman with the tape player.
Oh my God.
Right, just like Peter Quill, right? She had the tape playing
She
Walkman,
was more obsessed with it.
right?
She was like,
Lots of great cameos. We saw certain actors when they were young, right? Bill Paxton has a cameo in Terminator 1
And
at the
Commando.
beginning. He's got a cameo in Commando at the begin in the middle there somewhere.
near the end, actually, kind of.
And then now we watched T2.
And he doesn't have.
What did you think of T2? You said you liked the liquid bad guy.
I did, and I didn't like him.
Okay.
I didn't like the part where he was like,
Oh yeah, when he makes the little like pointy
Oh, that was really creepy.
blades with his fingers.
or when he has his hand. But I liked when, like, the Terminator says, "What's your dog's name?" And he says, "Max." He says, "I heard Wolfie. Is Wolfie all right?" And Mom's like, "Yes, darling. Wolfie's just fine."
Like, that was so smart. I was like,
Oh.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny because in the first movie, when you saw Arnold pretending to do the voice of the mom, you guys laughed. But when you see Arnold doing the kid's voice in the second one, you guys are like, "Oh, that was cool," right? Where he's like, "Hey, mom,"
yeah,
and
because
it's
it was funny.
Arnold.
He's like, "Hi, honey, how are you?"
Probably
His voice in the
not.
first one was really weird.
Gore Vidal is
I have-
here. You've seen a Walkman in real life?
Yes,
Like a
at the-
tape playing Walkman?
Yes, at the Marvel thing. in
Well, yeah,
San
I meant
Francisco.
like being able to hold it, not in a museum in a glass case. They've not seen Silent Running. They have not. Linda Hamilton should be on the next movie show. There you go. A Linda Hamilton retrospective. I mean, really, how many movies are we talking about there?
She was so cool. In
About the voices and the dogs, the dogs protecting them from the Terminators.
I wondered if the dogs could sense, like, the liquid guy.
They could, because remember the dog was going crazy at their house, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't kill the dog.
The dogs can find the Predator or the Terminators. Sorry, because I saw Joel Geek saying Predator. We might get around to it at some point.
The Walkman was for Peter Quill. It showed his costume in this awesome museum in San Francisco about Marvel. And so his Walkman was next to him in a glass case.
Yeah, they had they had replicas of the Marvel costumes from the MCU movies.
Like Spider-Man was there.
And they had a Peter Quill costume with a Walkman on the clip on the belt.
It was really cool.
So what did you think of Terminator 2 with the liquid Robert Patrick Terminator?
He was so creepy, but also Linda was awesome. What's her name in
Linda Hamilton. Sorry.
What's her name in the
Are you Sarah Connor?
Sarah. Okay. So Sarah, she's literally so cool in Terminator 2.
Way better in Terminator 2, but Terminator 1 you get to see her grow to where she kills the Terminator.
Yeah.
But in T2 when she's got bigger arms than I've got, she's just like ripped and just exercising all tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are the only 4 Arnold. People are mentioning other great Arnold movies: Jingle All the Way, Last Action Hero. And Kindergarten Cop. We've only seen Twins, Terminator 1, Terminator 2, and Commando. Those are the only 4 Arnold movies they've seen. We do need to branch out. I started with certain ones just because I thought they would like them, but then now it's like which ones are streaming and which ones can we watch. So streaming wise, we're limited. We're not ready for Total Recall. Predator, maybe. I don't know. We'll see about Predator.
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop will be great. It's not streaming. And Simon R., I totally agree. Running Man is an underrated, underappreciated, great Arnold movie.
Batman 4.
People.
He's in Batman.
Yes, he plays in the
Mr.
really
Freeze.
bad Batman. He plays Mr. Freeze. He's woefully miscast as a Mr. Freeze. So what are you gonna do? Any other comments about the Terminator? What about the special effects with the liquid Terminator? Did it look cool or did it look old?
Honestly, I think that was the coolest part.
Okay.
It
Out
did
of like the special effects.
parts of it did kind of look old, but then other parts not so much. Like when he says "get out," it looks real.
Yeah, when he in the helicopter and he turns and looks, right?
He's like, "Get
That was
out."
so cool.
And the guy just jumps out of the helicopter.
Like,
Yeah, there's definitely some of those effects that I think look really amazing still, right?
Mhm.
Absolutely, which is amazing because that movie is so old. You look at movies made just like 15 years ago and the effects look bad, but Terminator 2 is what now, almost 30-something years old? And the effects, I think, hold up a lot better than people think.
But in the beginning, like when you see the 2 guys that they get sent there, at first we were like, "Oh, it's Arnold. He's always the bad guy." And then we started seeing things, and then I was like, "I think that Arnold's the good guy, and that maybe the other guy's the bad guy, and he's like a Terminator."
Right? Which I was excited that they didn't realize Arnold would be the good guy in the second one. So that like shocked them a little bit because you watch the first movie and the skinny little white guy and the giant Arnold show up and Arnold is the bad guy and the skinny little Michael Biehn is the good guy. And then the same thing happens in the sequel, right? Skinny little guy and big Arnold show up and it seems to be following the same pattern, but then you get to that moment and Arnold rescues the kid and Arnold's the good guy. And they did not see that twist coming. They were like, "Oh my God, what is happening? What's going on here?" And that twist still held up. I didn't spoil it, and that twist held up. Get to the chopper.
oh my God.
That's for Joel.
Wait, do more of him. He's funny. Oh, who else were we quoting?
But where's Joel?
Kindergarten Cop, I think, would be really high on my list, Dave. If that was streaming, we would probably have already watched it, but it's never really been streaming. So I kind of need to just bite the bullet and buy it or rent it or whatever. What's up, Air Spider? Good to see you this
We
morning.
were quoting Saeed the other day. We were saying,
This is going to be unpleasant.
yeah, this is going to be unpleasant.
It's nice to meet you, Batman.
Then yeah,
Still one of my
then
favorite
yeah.
lines from. So yeah, they are almost done with Lost.
Oh,
So we've been
God.
quoting that a lot more, and I think Naveen
Not
Andrews, the guy who plays Saeed Jarrah, has some great lines, and his line delivery is so good.
Dude, this is going to be
Uh,
unpleasant.
I'm so glad you caught the live show, Dave. Man, you've been awesome. Thanks for hanging with us. And we're pretty much winding down here. So did you like Terminator 1 or Terminator 2 better, ladies? 2? It's not a tumor.
I don't know because I liked the first one a lot because I really liked Michael Biehn. He was
You liked Michael Biehn. He was a cool
I
character,
didn't really
right?
want him to die. I feel like he could have been a little more awesome in the second if he could have been in the second one, and then maybe died in that one. But I did like T2 because we had like a bit of a better villain, and that guy was really fun. I liked that he could transform completely.
Right.
Yeah, like when he like transforms into Sarah and he's like, John, help.
Yeah, she's trying to trick.
And
I
then
knew it. I was like,
he's behind, and she's
And
she says, John,
Linda Hamilton's right there.
and she's John, get down.
Because she would never call for his help, right? She would never do that. Let's see here. I saw some great comments here. Saw them in the theater as a teen. There you go. Glitter and duct tape.
Oh, and
Gore says he snuck in to see Arnold as Conan in the theater.
I have something to say too.
Definitely awesome. Saeed when he was talking to the Russian Mikhail.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
always
That's-
good stuff there.
Russian.
We are way past Penny's Boat. We are in the final season with about 15 hours left, maybe, give or take. Do some more Arnold. There you go. This is for Joel the Geek. Thank you for coming. We appreciate this. And I'll play a super chat for you now. This is the video for you.
Oh my God, that's so
Hey? Good morning to Kirk Comics on the Mind, California teaching brother. Good to see
I
you.
remember what I was gonna say.
Apex is here. We did see Black Widow. We kind of gave our comments. We didn't love it. We were in the maybe it's on the lower end of the Marvel list. That's us personally. Not huge fans, but definitely want to watch it again for sure.
What I was gonna say was at the end when he like gives the thumbs up, it's like in Among Us. I stole it.
no.
I was on with
Among
VV
Us,
yesterday. If you guys didn't see it,
Said that.
Yeah.
sorry. What were you saying?
I remember what I was gonna say. It was like when he's going to lava and he gives a thumbs up. They have that in Among Us.
It's funny. So the girls knew some of the memes and some of the GIFs that come out of Terminator, but they had never seen them before. So Arnold going into the lava with his thumb up was like, wait, that was in a movie? Those kind of little things were like, no way, I know what's happening.
I was
Because of the history of those things,
we
right?
watched-
When he says, I'll be back, that moment, very entertaining.
I watched a video about Among Us where it says like Among Us things you probably never knew.
Mhm.
And it said, and there's this part Among Us, it shows with the thumbs up.
Thumbs
And
up.
I didn't realize when it shows the part in Terminator, it only shows the thumbs up. So I didn't know who it was.
Mhm.
And I forgot that the name was Terminator. So I saw the lava. I was like, I feel like I recognize that. Oh, wait, they were talking about Terminator?
Right.
Wait, can I say something?
One last thing, because then we've got to get going. We're going to get on with our day. The girls are going to spend the day with my sister today. So they're very excited. We got to pack and get ready.
Gotta watch another episode.
What do you want to
of
say, Kate?
Lost.
So basically there was this scene. So when Saeed was like shot, they were just like dragging him around. It was really funny. And then there was this river they had to cross, and they were like, we have to cross it. And I was like, why don't you just you go on one side and you just throw Saeed over, and then Dad said Saeed him.
Yeah, that's our new thing that we say Saeed.
Saeed?
We always say Saeed, but he just made it into a pun. And
As I'm known to do.
you did a great job,
It
sir.
was fun.
Thank you.
We also
We
now
just
have Jack
Saeed
Shepherd
him.
pie.
Oh yeah, we made Jack Shepherd pie.
I was wearing. I haven't been rocking my Tony shirt for a while, so it was perfect for the show today. He was here for a bunch of it, so I appreciate everybody coming by like Tony did. I am going to be on Superpower Review's show today. His show is at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, and it's his "What Comic Is That" show. And I'm going to be on with Bearded Comic Bro and Magic Lasso and Creature Comics. We're all going to be on there talking and sharing books, which is why if Kate moves her head right there, I'm already prepping my list of books to share and the things I'm going to be sharing. So if you want to see good comic talk this evening, 7:30 Eastern on the Superpower Review show, I will be there. Then I've got Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow night. Monday night, I am off. But Tuesday night, the girls are on with JP Budget Collecting because they're going to be reviewing Canto Volume 2. Kate always has some hot takes. She's not really in love with Canto in this series, but maybe she'll like Volume 2. I like Volume 2 better than Volume 1. So it'll be interesting to see them over there on that show. So the girls are there with Cade and Rena from the Life with Two YouTubers clan, and they'll all be over there on JP Budget Collecting talking about Canto. So that's Tuesday night.
Wait, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Can we ask who our favorite characters are from Lost?
Let's do that next time because you'll have finished the show. Hopefully. All right. We are going to get out of here. Thanks everyone for coming. Hope everybody has a great weekend. And the hatch scene with John. There you go. Always love to talk about the hatch.
I feel like every time I say
Perry's
sad
been
scene,
here
I
now.
want to give there are definitely some people in the show that I feel like always just need a hug, and if anyone could give them a hug, it'd make their life so much better.
Isn't that true about life though?
Locke, Charlie.
Isn't that true of life? Just people need more hugs. And I'm definitely ending with Chillmonger's numbers right there. Bub, good to see you, Bub. Catch you later. All right, we're out of here.
4, 8, 15, 16, 20, 42.